Hello, hello. How is everybody today? I am Robin with Zimmy's Simple Designs. If you see the little red live light, you've caught me live. If not, you're watching the replay. Please type in hashtag replay. Tell me where you're watching from. Say hello so I can welcome you to my page. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm going to try and find myself. Get myself shared out. Move some things here for a moment. All right. Groups. Let me see if I can find all of the places. I just have to find one for sure. So welcome everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm looking. He's live. Get myself out into some places. I hope I'm on the right page. Oh yeah, I am. I'm seeing myself on the right page. Okay. Hi, Susie. There it is, right there. We're going to share it into there. How are you today? Hope you're having a wonderful day on this Friday. Hi, Rita. How are you guys? Welcome. Sorry, I'm not ignoring. I'm trying to get myself sprinkled out. Here. Hi, Deborah. How are you? All right, I think I got all right. Sorry, guys. Hi, Colleen. Hey, Kathy. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am in an event today, and I did get myself shared in there. I'm in the Creations of Jan's Crafty Friends Marketplace. Hi, Darlene. Anyway, it's our auction Buy It Now group, and today we're doing a fun craft event. Up after me is Colleen with a couple of tra-la-las. She'll be on after me to create something wonderful. Hi, Susan. So, Jan was up before me. She made some really cute mittens that she cut out. So we're all coming on. We're going to do a craft, kind of talk about our page. Hi, Debbie, and what we do, what we kind of specialize in, and also make a craft. So I am going to do an angel today. This is one of my wood kits. We do a lot of wood kits. My husband cuts for me. It will come with this little round. Will be the base, the angel, and the wings. and she's $12 plus shipping. I have done her before, but I really wanted to try something. I watched, hi Debbie, hi Jan. I watched Andrena with Lee Lexi Creations, and she took a stencil and she used like, I'm going to use this modeling paste. It's kind of like a thick bodied, kind of like compound, you know, what do they call it? Hi Debbie. To fill holes in your walls and stuff like that. It's kind of like that, only I found this at Hobby Lobby by the paint, and it's thick like that. And we're going to use a stencil, and I'm going to put that on these wings. I'm going to leave them stained like they are. I'm not going to wax. I'm not going to do anything, but I'm going to use this stencil and give them some texture. When I saw her do this, I thought, I've got to try that. So I wanted to spackle. Yes, Debbie, thank you. Yes, spackle, that stuff. Oh my gosh, I swear. You come live and your brain goes out the window. Anyway, so I'm going to use that on here, on the wings, and give it a really cool look. And I went to Hobby Lobby. Actually, I ordered one, and then it wasn't supposed to be here in time. So I was at Hobby Lobby the other day, and I went down their cake decorating aisle, and I found this one. And you can't, let me see if I got here. I'll hold it up against. So I'm going to use this to give it, my wings, the texture. Hi, Peggy. So I'm going to open, and I only paid like $1.99 for it. So this is the pattern we're going to put on there, our wings. Isn't that pretty? I thought that was so pretty, kind of a scroll work kind of a thing. So we're going to use that, and it should dry fairly quick. Yeah, that is pretty, but I'll have to kind of mark because I don't want to put it where my angel's going to go. Hi, Lori. So I'm going to lay my angel on here just so I can kind of mark it so I know where to put the stencil, the stuff on the wings, because I don't want it where the body of the angel's going to go. So I'm just kind of centering it here. Here we go. And I'm just going to take probably this chalk pencil. I just have just a chalk pencil, and I'm just going to kind of mark, and this will come off. I can take a little wet wipe and wipe this off. But this way I'll kind of know maybe where the angel's body's going to go, because I don't want this on where that's going to be, because I want my wood to be flat. So when I go to glue it together, it will be flat against each other. Hi, Stephanie. So I'm going to start with this because, like I said, I want this to dry. And I think what I'm going to actually do so I can see this better is I'm going to take some painter's tape because I can't see that mark through that stencil. So I'm going to take some painter's tape and I'm going to mark it off. That way I can really see it and know where I'm going with it. And hopefully, when I start doing this, you guys will understand what I mean. There's that, and then we'll mark that one off. And I just love doing angels. They're my favorite to do, I think. I like a couple of different ones. I like snowmen too. I just did a snowman the other day. I have a new snowman wood kit that I did. And if you guys would like to see any of my wood kits, I do have them. I don't have a website. But if you go to my main page, go to the top of my main page and you'll see where it says, hi, Jessica. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Kathy. You can click the Photos tab. And then in there, you'll see a picture. It looks like a little bunny. And it says wood kits. All of my wood kits, just click that. And all of my wood kits I have are in there. And you'll see a photo of the wood kit pieces. And then you'll see a picture of what the wood kit looks like completed. And then at the bottom of each picture of the wood pieces, I have the price listed. So if you ever want to go and check out what I have, that's an easy way to find it. That's better. Now I can see where I want to put this. So I'm just going to use this putty knife that I just got from Hobby Lobby. It was like a package of some. And we're going to go, hi, Sheila. And I'm just going to hold this on here. I have done this before. I've not used this particular stuff to do this, but I have done this before, this technique before. And I've not ever thought to try it on wings, so I'm trying it today. And you kind of have to just be careful. You're going to just spread it on here, kind of get a good layer. You don't want it really, really thick. Just like this. And kind of scrape it off. Just like this. And we're going to get kind of an even layer here. But it doesn't, hush, you two. Sorry, guys. My dogs. Dolly. I don't know why. They were being good. Oh, crud. I'll have to wipe that off. I got it past the tape. Just like this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to wipe this. I'll have to get a wet wipe because I got it. So we'll wipe that off before it dries. I'm just going to lift this. Just went a little bit over. So now I'm going to lift it. Move this out of the way. Clean this edge. Just like this. Just like that. And that's what you got. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Lynn. You're a sweetheart. Thank you so much for those stars. All right, so now I'm going to put this, I'm just going to kind of flip it and go the other way. Just like that. And we're going to do this side. The same way. And I'm not going to do anything more with these. I'm not going to distress them. I thought maybe I would, but I've decided just to leave them just like this. Which is very unusual for me. I usually do all of that. The coffee grunge, although I am using coffee grunge fabric. So just like that. Hopefully this looks good. All right. I'm gonna lay this down and we'll clean this edge. Just get that off of there. There we go. Didn't do a very good job. There. So that's what we have. That's what our wings are going to look like. Isn't that pretty? Oh, thank you, Peggy. I got this from Cotton Chaos. This sweatshirt came from Cotton Chaos. I think I wore it the other day and somebody asked me about it and I couldn't remember. After I got off the live, I remembered. Oh yeah, that's where I got that. Okay, now I'm going to peel this paint up. I think. I'm hoping I can do this without ruining it. But I want to get it up before it dries. There we go. Doggone it. Come on. There we go. Being a booger. And I'm not going to worry too much about where it's on, because that's where the angel's going to, but isn't that pretty? I think that's so pretty. When I saw, like I said, when I saw her do this, I thought, I've got to try that. And another excuse to do an angel, right? All right, so now I'm going to get my mess here. I'm just going to leave this to the side. I may have to take the heat tool, but for now, I'm just going to let it dry for a little bit. Get another wet wipe out of here. Thank you for sprinkling. Get that out dried. I probably should have gotten... Hang on, I'm just going to lay this up on top of this, out of the way. I probably should have brought a little pan of water or something to let that soak, but I think it'll be okay till I'm done. Hopefully. All right, moving on. Okay, so now with the body of our angel, the only thing I'm gonna paint is her face. Hi, TC. Hi, Nora. Hi, Jessica. And I'm gonna use TP, and this is chalk paint from Nicole with a Frayed Knot. She has her own chalk paint line, which I just love. If you guys are familiar with her. And we're just, like I said, we're just going to do her face and her little feet. That's all I'm going to paint. And all I got for her feet is I just have 2 half beads, is what I'm wondering. All I'm using, all I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering a lot of things. Can't get my paint open. So everybody having a good day today? I've been busy getting some things together and trying to get ready for this. Okay. Oh, there it goes. I had all week to prepare, and what did I do? I waited till the last minute. And I had to prepare for 3 events I'm doing. So it's like... Hi, Betsy. And I'm gonna, I didn't wax this either. I'm just gonna, it's Friday. Woo, you're right, Lynn, it's Friday. But I am gonna take my little gator sander and sand and give it a little bit of distressing, but I didn't really see the point in waxing just for that little area today. So we're going to get her face painted. And I'm not going to worry too much about making sure it's a straight line or anything, because it's going to be covered up, and you're going to see why here in a minute. I'm going to, this part around her neck will be covered up. So I've done these angels this way. I just, like I said, I just love doing angels. I was going to do scrapbook paper, and I decided to, I changed my mind. You know, Jan, I'm the same way. I changed my mind. You know, I had a plan. Thought I knew what I was going to do. I was going to give her more. I'm going to try and give her kind of a Christmas look, but not like real Christmassy. Not too Christmassy. You know, crafting is about changing your mind. My husband, tomorrow's his big day. Their vendor show. My husband does, he cuts all my wood out for me. But then he also, him and my sons have a kind of a small business. They do woodworking. My husband makes charcuterie boards and cutting boards, and he uses some really pretty different woods and things. And their show, they're doing a vendor show tomorrow. Hi, Rocky. Rocky Pines Crafts. Well, hello. Thank you guys for being here. But their big show is tomorrow. I did the same show last year with them, but I didn't do it this year. It was just too much for me to try and do that and do this and do wood kits. And I was just like, I think that's just more than I want to try and do handle this year. Last year I wasn't doing quite as much, so I was kind of able to do it. But this year I decided, no, I'm not going to. So they'll be gone doing that all day tomorrow. And hopefully they do well. But my husband asked me this morning, did you buy your rebar tie wire at Menards? And I was like, well, yeah. I'm looking at him really funny. He kind of looks at me. I said, well, you were with me when I got it. Because then he says, well, where did you get it? So I told him. I said, but you were with me when I went to Menards and got it. You couldn't remember that? Hi, Cindy. I couldn't believe he didn't remember. But, you know, that's him. Well, I was really looking forward to getting live today. I've had a kind of a rough week. Kind of an emotional week this week. I don't know why. Anybody else like that this week? Thank you for sprinkling, Betsy. Hey, Cheryl. And it was over something really stupid. I placed an order for some sari silk a couple weeks, well, before Thanksgiving, I think. Yeah, before Thanksgiving, I bought it off of Amazon, ordered it. And it was supposed to be here the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Then they moved the date to the 3rd of December. Yes, the holiday season. Thank you, Jessica. Then it got moved to the 6th of December. And normally I wouldn't really care, but I had a lady customer ordered something from me, and I used sari silk. And she was okay with the ribbon, but she really liked the sari silk. So she said, do you know when you'll be getting some in? And I said, well, I've got it ordered. It's supposed to be here. Didn't come. Didn't ship, never ship, never ship. So then I got on Etsy, found another place to order it. And for 4 days, it was in transit. And it went from California to South Carolina. I live in Iowa. So then I'm really starting to stress out about this sari silk. So I'm thinking, I really would like to get this order done. So I canceled the Amazon order, never shipped. The 6th came around, it's still never shipped. So I canceled that order, found another place on Amazon, because I'm still nothing with this stupid sari silk. So I ordered again off of Amazon. It was supposed to be here on the 8th. The day after I ordered it, the Amazon order came, or the Etsy order came. And then today I did get the 2nd order. So I wound up getting 2 orders of sari silk. But I was so stressed over this stupid sari silk. Deborah, sari silk? I'll show you what sari silk is. Just a second. In fact, I'm using it in this angel. But, hang on 1 second. It kind of looks like ribbon. This is how I bought the natural. You can get it in colors, but this is what it looks like. And it's made from silk. It's a silk like ribbon. And it's, so I just like it. I just like it for projects and things. But I happened to use it for this one project and I wanted it. So I put it, actually I put it in this bow. That's what this is right here, is sari silk. And we're going to put this bow on my angel. I just love it. The lady who got it from, you're welcome. The lady that I ordered it from actually even sent me a little baggie of some colored ones that she sent me. So I also have, not sure if I'm going to use them, I have this little gingerbread and this little candy cane. And I was going to paint those up because I'm thinking I'm going to put a little pocket on our dress. This is going to be our dress. This is our dress for our angel. And this is just fabric that I cut. That I just got from Jubilee Fabrics. I took a piece of grunged lace and glued it at the bottom. And then I've got another piece of lace. And I'm going to put this on here for a little pocket. And I was thinking it'd be really cute to put the little candy cane and the gingerbread in her pocket. Sorry guys, I'm trying to read. Hi Sandy. So we're gonna paint our little ginger up. Jessica, is that how it comes? Yeah, that's how it came. Just like that. It was, the only thing it was, and of course, this will wind up in a big old mess. You get a lot of it. I think I paid like $13 and you get all of this. And they kind of wrapped it and had it all tied. But of course, I got into it. But I think I paid like $13 for it. But you get all of this. I got some the last time, that much. And I had it for a long time. And I used it for a lot of projects. I just love it. But that's how it comes. Yeah, I really like it. I guess I could have coffee grunged it as well, but and you can. I've not done it. I just kind of like it in its natural, just like that. You know, I think it's pretty without coffee grunging it. And I'm painting my gingerbread Rusty Bell from Nicole with a Frayed Knot. And I painted the feet. It gets a Crazy Crow, which is kind of a vintage black. And we're going to paint him up real quick. And I did not, all I did was stain these pieces. I didn't wax them either, but I'll probably kind of sand them and grunge them up just a little. And there are little lines on these. Now, these little pieces, the gingerbread and the candy cane, I got from Christina from the Rust Covered Cottage. That's where those came from. All right. Too much paint out. I'm going to dry this. And there is, I don't know if you can see, there is a little face on him. You can see it. Little lines. I might try and take some white paint and do the little white, maybe give him some eyes. Let's see. I think I'm going to, I'm going to use vintage lace for the candy cane. I think I'm going to paint the whole thing and then put red stripes. I think is what I'm going to do. And there's lines on the little candy cane too, so you'll know how to kind of paint it. Kind of a guide, I guess. I have another little brush here I think I'm going to use for this. All right, get all these kind of little pieces painted up here. And I know a lot of other creators, when they paint these little pieces, use a sponge, but I don't have any sponges. So I just use a brush. But if that's the way you do it, find it easier to do, then by all means, you do it that way. I'm not going to worry about that. And I'm going to dry this really quick. And I think I have a liner brush in here. And the best I can, I'm going to try and put some red stripes on here. Oh, okay, Jessica. Well, hopefully yours, yeah. Like I said, the second one I ordered from Amazon, I got it right away. But I was just like freaking out about this stupid sari silk. I was like, of course, I had 20 million other things I was worried about at the same time. And I think that was like the straw that, you know, kind of pushed me over the edge. was getting stressed over the sari silk, guys. You know, days. Of course, my husband thought I was off my rocker, but dang it. I'm using Holly Berry, which is another chalk paint from Nicole. Hi, Alicia. Welcome. I am in an event today. I'm in an event with Creations of Jan's Crafty Friends Marketplace. We normally do buy it nows and auctions, but today we're doing a special craft event. So all of us that are in the group will be crafting today. Colleen with a couple of tra-la-las was up after me. I believe there's 8 of us in the event today. You can watch in the group. But you do have to become, it is a free group to join, but like if you want to come and watch our auctions or anything, you do have to join the group. So in order to come and watch and go back and watch replays and things. And I'm not doing a very good job painting this, but that's okay. right. Hi, Mary. All right, so I got everything painted now. We're gonna get this out of the way. I'm gonna move this up here. Now, I'm going to get her together with my time. 1:03, okay. So I've taken, as you can see, I just took this piece of fabric, I cut it a little larger, and then I just did a running stitch in the top of it and gathered it. And I'm gonna glue this down around her neck for her little dress. And then I've got this smaller lace that I've coffee grunged, and I'm gonna glue it up over the top to give her a little collar. So that's why it didn't really matter if I got this. And actually, before I do that, I'm gonna take my little gator and I'm gonna sand first. I'm gonna sand her face kind of a little bit and give her a little bit of a not a whole lot, just a little. Yeah, that looks good. Just a tiny bit, not a whole lot. And I'll probably take a little bit of wax and kind of go around the edge and kind of. Hi, Melissa. And each one of us that's in the event today will be sharing kind of what their specialty is, the things that they like to create and do. I know Jan also does wood kits. She also stencils. Colleen does some really cute toll painted things. I've seen some of her things she does. So everybody, you know, we all do something unique. I think that's what's fun about this group in the auctions is we kind of do these event auctions and you can just come and stay in the group and watch each one and maybe see something unique and different that you might like to be able to buy and not have to search all over. You just, you know, kind of stay in one place and there's a variety. You know, it's kind of like the craft events like this, only we do auctions and buy it nows. It's a lot of fun. All right. So that part I have down. I am gonna take and just along the edge, I'm just gonna tack this down just a little, just because I want the dress to stay in one place. I don't want it, you know, kind of flopping around. So I'm just gonna tack a little bit on each side. And I was gonna put that pocket on there, but that's okay. Yeah, just because I don't want it to go anywhere. So that's what we have so far. Glue strings. And we'll get our lace on here. I love this little glue gun. It's a little detail glue gun. I just love it. I was going to use my other one, and I thought, nah, I'll use this one because it's easier when you're doing little detail stuff like this. You only need just a little bead instead of a big old glob. Hi, Wanda. I'm not going to go all the way around. I'm just going to go to this edge, around this edge, and then I'll trim it off. There we go. I don't know if you can hear my dog. She's asleep. This one is Gorilla Glue. I got it off of Amazon, I think. But I think I've seen them at a Hobby Lobby. It's just a little Gorilla Glue, just a little bitty, but it has a really little point on it, which my other one is a little bit bigger. I like it, but it doesn't have a kind of a finer point on it like that one does. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear her. She's yipping in her sleep. You're welcome. All right, so now this is her little pocket. And I was gonna glue it before I glued the dress on, but I think I'm glad I did that because now I know exactly where I want to put this. And I think we're gonna start. I'm gonna put some glue on the bottom of this. And this is just actually this is like ribbon or lace, like a cotton lace, kind of different. I've used it before to make a little pocket on something. I don't even remember what it was now. I've had a lot of this stuff for years, and I don't remember where I got this at. Before we moved here to Fort Dodge, I lived in a community, and mostly all we had was Walmart to shop. So a lot of my stuff came from there. All right. Oh, glue strings. I'm just putting a little bit of glue and kind of gluing this down. And I'm not gonna glue, I'm just gonna kind of, I'm not gonna glue it flat. I'm gonna leave it so it has a little bit of give so I can fill my pocket. Hi, Glow. Mail come? Okay. That's my husband, guys. He's checking the mail. Any mail yet?
Yeah, just
just came?
Junk.
Just junk. Your rebate didn't come?
Nope.
Ah, bummer. He's waiting to get a Menards rebate. Hi, Jennifer. All right, I'm gonna tack this one little edge, just one little corner, and then we'll be done with that. There we go. So when I put the pocket, glued the pocket down, I made it so it had a little bit of give, so it's, you can put something in it, so it wasn't flat against her dress. All right. Glue strings. Everywhere, everywhere. All right, I'm gonna sand these just a little. Yeah, we send them off, and I guess my daughter who moved and they don't have a Menards where she lives now sent us one, sent one in, and it will, she sent it to have it, the rebate come to us because they don't have Menards to use it. So that's what he's kind of watching out for. All right, now we got those all sanded. So now, let's see. Yeah, because he has plans for it. So I'm gonna take my wax here. And we're gonna just give this a little bit of, and I'm using the Kills Dark Wax. And we're just gonna go around, just give her a little bit of distressing. I'll probably do the little gingerbread and the not too much. Oops. And we'll give her a little, oops, candy cane. A little bit of a grunge here. And I think I'm gonna, oops, take my little brush here. I think I had a little bit of paint. There's a little bit of white paint right here. And we're gonna see if I can do the little white lines here. Oh, kind of. Not the best, but you know, it'll work. She's got some little hearts for cheeks. Let me see if I can get just a little bit of little rosy red cheeks here without making too big of a mess. Well, they're not perfect, but it looks a little more like a gingerbread, I think. Try that. Get it. And I'll get a little wax on it. And so you guys have big plans? I'm home all day by myself tomorrow. I could have don't know what kind of plans I got going on, though. I know I'm busy with, I think, an event. Something I'm going live tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. I think at 2:30 or 2 o'clock. Hi, Carol. Hi, Ellen. Yeah, you know, they are nice, the Menards rewards. Of course, right now they're not doing it, but we use it a lot. I send them in all the time, the rebates for Menards. That didn't work out so well, but that's okay. It's her shoes, so. Okay. So move this out of the way. We're going to bring her back. And actually, let's see how dry this is. Use this, dry it up just a little bit, I think. It feels really dry. Looks like I kind of messed up a little spot, but that's okay. All right. That looks pretty. I think that looks really pretty how that turned out. And that didn't take very long to dry. And she'll go right here. So we'll glue her down. Move that out of the way. And I don't know, I forgot to check to see if my glue is gonna work. My stick fast plugs all the time and I can never get it out. So let's see. If not, then I'll use the Tight Bond and the hot glue. And I'm not gonna get a hole in that. Yeah, that's okay. I'll work on it later. It's being stubborn. So I'm gonna put some of this, oops. I'm gonna use my Tight Bond because this is wood to wood. Hi, Molly. Hi, Dana. I'm gonna get some of that down and then I'll use my hot glue. So we'll get permanent hold and we'll get an instant hold. All right. I think I got it straight. All right. So that's what she's looking like so far. She probably could have come up just a little bit. That's okay. It looks pretty good. And now, like I said, I did go ahead and make a bow already. And I just used, I had one little thin strand of this fabric that I stuck in there. But then I have lace that I've coffee grunged, some tobacco cloth, and the sari silk. I wanted it kind of neutral. And we're gonna put it right about there. I don't want it right in her face. Right there. Kind of to the side. Thank you, Monica. All right, we're gonna give her some little eyes and some cheeks. And let's see, find a paintbrush here. I'm just gonna use the end of a paintbrush for some eyes. And hopefully I can get them in the center of her face. It usually takes me a couple tries. I don't know why. Hey, that was pretty good the first time. Pretty good. I'm gonna hit this a little bit with the heat tool. And I got some blush. I just have some old blush I've had for a while. And we'll give her some cheeks. And I just use an old stencil brush and put little cheeks on her. There we go. All right. So now we're going to glue her to the base, and then I'll probably trim her bow up a little bit and put her little feet on. So get my tight bond here. And then I hope that's kind of on there even. I'll clean that up. So that's her so far. And I think I'm just gonna, yeah, we'll trim her bow up a little. Shorten it up just a little bit here. All right, and we'll get her little feet on. Just like that. can't see them a whole lot, but they're there. And then I'm gonna just, I might put a little bit of batting in her pocket, but for now I just put her, yeah, you're not gonna be able to really see, so, but that's put her little stuff. And then I've got some pip berries that I'm gonna make a little halo for her. I love using pip berries for halos. So I'm gonna trim a piece here. So you guys, make sure you join the group, stick around so you can go see what Miss Colleen's gonna do and see what all the other creators are gonna do. I will finish and put her little halo on her, and I will take a picture and I will post it on my page. And I just usually cut a section and kind of go around a couple of times, kind of weave it in and out when I make a halo with this. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, guys. Thank you all again for being here. And she is one of the wood kits I have available. So if you would like one, just private message me. I'm gonna try and see. Yeah, that's probably about the right size. So you guys, thank you all again for being here. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I will finish and I will take a picture. And you guys have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. Thanks, guys. Bye.